judge ruled today Springfield High School football student Kylan Mavens can suit up and return to the field tonight, but it is ultimately up to the coaching staff if he plays.
Mavens is a quarterback and transferred from Kickapoo to Glendale this summer. The senior was a second-team all-conference quarterback last year, and as a junior threw 14 touchdown passes for Kickapoo. Misha ruled him ineligible to play because it says he changed schools for athletic reasons, and this went to court. Mavens' lawyer, Jay Kirksey, tells KY3 News that's not true.
They're supposed to comply with policies, protect students, especially when it comes to discrimination and harassment and a hostile environment to students and student athletes. How can you trust them now to not hurt another student?
Glendale's former head football coach Mike Mock tells us that he was fired as coach by the district. Mock still teaches math. Springfield Public Schools sent us a statement tonight signaling appeal is likely, saying in part it continues to deny allegations of misconduct or inappropriate behavior. You can read the full statement online at ky3.com.